On December 28, 1908, at 5:20 in the morning, the people of Messina, Italy, were asleep when the ground beneath them suddenly turned violent. Without warning, the earth shook with terrifying force. In less than 40 seconds, the city of Messina and the nearby city of Reggio Calabria were almost completely destroyed. The earthquake measured approximately 7.1 magnitude, powerful enough to rip buildings apart as if they were made of paper. Homes collapsed instantly. Churches, schools, and hospitals crumbled. Streets split open, trapping people beneath the rubble. Those who survived the initial shock described a deafening roar, as if the earth itself was tearing apart. Messina was especially vulnerable. Most buildings were poorly constructed, made of heavy stone without earthquake-resistant design. When the shaking stopped, nearly 90% of the city lay in ruins. Fires broke out across the wreckage, fueled by broken gas lines and overturned lamps. Thousands were buried alive, calling for help that would never come. But the disaster was not over. Just minutes after the earthquake, the sea withdrew from the shoreline of the Strait of Messina. Many survivors, confused and injured, watched as the water pulled back unnaturally far. Then the tsunami arrived. 3 massive waves, some reaching 10 to 12 meters, over 30 feet high, slammed into the coast. The waves swept away anyone who had escaped the collapsing buildings. Boats were thrown onto land. Entire neighborhoods near the shore were erased. In Reggio Calabria, the tsunami struck with the same brutality, dragging people and debris back into the sea. By morning, the scale of destruction became clear. Messina had become a graveyard. Bodies lay buried under rubble, floating in the water, and scattered through the streets. Communication lines were destroyed, delaying rescue efforts. For days, survivors wandered through the ruins searching for family members, surrounded by silence, broken only by aftershocks and distant cries. The official death toll is estimated between 100,000 and 120,000 people, making it the deadliest earthquake in European history. Entire families were wiped out. Some neighborhoods lost nearly every resident. The true number may never be known, as many bodies were never recovered, lost beneath the ruins or carried away by the sea. The cause of the disaster was a sudden movement along a fault beneath the Strait of Messina, where the African and Eurasian tectonic plates meet. The violent shift of the seabed triggered both the earthquake and the tsunami, turning the land and the sea into killers within minutes. Help eventually arrived from across Europe, and even from Russia and the United States. Warships were sent to pull survivors from the debris and recover the dead. Yet for many, help came too late. Disease spread among the survivors, and mass graves were dug to prevent further tragedy. Messina was later rebuilt, but the city was never the same. The earthquake of 1908 permanently changed Italy's approach to construction and disaster preparedness. Even today, the Strait of Messina is considered one of the most dangerous seismic zones in Europe. More than a century later, the memory remains. A quiet winter morning, 40 seconds of shaking, a sea that rose without mercy, and a city that disappeared before the sun had fully risen.